everybody, it's Jen again, and I am here today with a quick, easy, and very inexpensive DIY today. I'm using materials that are really easily found at your local dollar store and just about any store out there. So if you're curious as to how I made these throw pillows here, let's get started. So for each pillow you want to make, you're going to need 2 placemats. I'm going to have 2 where the front is this pumpkin here, so they can be matching as I want, and then the backs are going to be these 2. The next thing you want to do, you want to take your 2 placemats that you want for your, for the first pillow or the one pillow that you're making, and get the one you want for the front and the one you want for the back, and you're going to put them wrong side out, or inside out, basically. Like, here's the side we want facing out with a piece of cat hair, and then here's the side we want facing out here, so they're inside out. And I'm going to be hand sewing this today, so I thought it would be neat if I use this little sewing kit. It comes in here that I got at the Dollar Tree a little while back. It's a pretty good kit. You get all this in it: needles, measuring, 5 little spools, a little scissors, little baby scissors, thimble, threader, and then you even get some buttons and pins and safety pins and all that goodness. So I'm pretty happy with that for $1 for sure. The next step really depends on what kind of project you're wanting to do. Me personally, I'm going to be making a whole brand new pillow, so I don't really have to take into account the sizing and stuff like that. But if you were just wanting to make a pillow cover, like you already had a pre-existing throw pillow, you would need to measure that and sew accordingly. Now I'm going to turn this over because this pumpkin one that I have here is slightly smaller than my leaf one that I have, the more rougher texture. If you had actual sewing fabric you were using with unfinished edges, you would need to flip the edges over and stuff. But the great thing about placemats is all the edges and everything are already sealed and finished. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the straight pins, and if I run out, the safety pins. And I'm actually, since each of these placemats has a little seam here where they have closed the edges, I'm going to be sewing just a little bit under that. And so I'm going to take my pins and keep my fabric all nice and try to keep it from puckering at all, and place straight pins to hold it together so it won't move when I'm sewing, about 1/8 to 1/16 of an inch to where I'm actually going to be sewing it together, so that when I'm hand sewing I can just use those as a guide. So let's look at what colors we have in that little Dollar Tree sewing kit. I think I'm going to go with this green here. So the stitch I'm going to be doing, I'm basically going to be doing a, I don't know what the proper frou-frou craft term is, but I'm basically going to be doing a straight or a running stitch and then going back and reinforcing it. Okay, so I got all my hand sewing done. I went over like I showed, and I just did a straight stitch. And then after I had all that straight stitch done, then I just went back on top and did a stitch in between to reinforce it. So kind of like a double straight stitch or reinforced. You can also do a zigzag stitch and all of that. Now, since I am making a new pillow, I'm going to be stuffing this right here. I went ahead and I sewed the 4th side all the way up except for a 2-inch hole here. If you were going to use this and put a pillow sham inside of it, you would want to sew that either if you were doing an envelope cover, or if you're sewing it shut over it, you would want to leave this side open
And so you can turn it inside out, put the pillow in, and then sew it shut, if that makes sense. But I don't need that big of a hole, so I left a small one here, just big enough to turn it inside out, which let's do that right now. I am liking this. How cute. Oh, like the back too. So I am going to take my polyfill, aka snow cover, and I'm gonna start stuffing. I'm excited. Okay, so I got it stuffed to the firmness that I wanted. I wanted it pretty firm because it's going to sit on the back of a chair. So, you know, people are going to have their backs to it and whatnot. And while I was stuffing it, I took my highlighter, or you can use a chopstick or just whatever, and made sure that, you know, I went inside and made sure that the fluff was getting in the corners. So, final step, we still have this hole on the side here. Now, there's a few ways you can close this up. I'm not doing a button closure or zipper closure or anything. This is purely just a simple pillow project. So, when you have this, there's two things you can do. A lot of people like to glue it closed with fabric glue. You just, you know, make sure it's bent over evenly. Put a line of glue, hold it, and do that way. A lot of people do that. I'm actually going to sew it closed, but because I don't have, like, my two sides are very contrasting in color, so if I used a light color thread, it would show back here. If I used a dark color thread, it would show really bad here. So I'm actually going to use clear fishing line. I want to make sure that my tails or my extra let me move y'all forward here, that my extra thread is on the inside. So I'm just going to go on one piece here and just bring that through so that I can tuck that extra inside. Now you want to hold it together because you want this to match up with the already sewed edge. And you don't want to do it so tight that it's going to be noticeable. So I'm just going to do, I'm just going to do a little running stitch here just to hold that closed, and then tie this in a knot and make sure it's nice and secure, because we don't want it coming undone until we want it to come undone. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this tail, while, you know, it's still hooked to the needle and everything, I'm going to go back into the pillow and I'm going to pull the needle through, like further on down, and I'm just going to pull it through just like that. And I'm going to cut my tail off. This is the same thing you do in knitting. And I'm just going to pull that so that the tail is lost in there forever and it's not sticking out, and you don't have to worry about somebody fiddling with it. Okay, and here's what the finished pillow looks like. It's a perfect, I think, back pillow size. The front, the really cute pumpkins and those leaves are sewed on there, just super cute. And the back, ooh, it's this really pretty leaf design, and I already have the other one made. I did the pumpkins on the front again to match the other one, and then the back is this. I really like the texture on this. I hope this was helpful or gave y'all some ideas for some projects of your own. I really love these little sewing projects like this. I actually got the idea from when I was back in middle school. We did a unit on learning how to sew, and we actually made pillows out of washcloths and really pretty hand towels and stuff like that. So that would totally work as well, and it would add some really neat texture to your decor as well. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching, and thank you to all my subscribers, both the new ones and ones that have been with me for a while. And again, I am Jen, and until next time, Happy crafting. Bye.